just going to make sure. I think we are live now.
All right.
Doesn't say we're live on YouTube yet. There we go. All right.
Yeah,
Hello,
we are
everyone. My
live.
name's Talk FPL, and welcome back to the stream. Today's video, we have a video with an FPL champion, FPL Challenge champion, but he won nonetheless. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Zawad from Bangladesh, and I won the first ever full season of FPL Challenge. So, since FPL Challenge is relatively new, it's not so famous as FPL. I get it, and but anyways, I'm proud of my achievement, and thank you so much, Talk FPL, for inviting me into your channel.
No, thank you. I mean, you say obviously it's not as big, but you won it nonetheless, and it can't have been easy. It's 38 weeks, 38 different teams you got to choose each week. What's the plan for next season? Is it try and win back to back?
I think that would be unrealistic because it's not easy. I had a huge factor which is luck, and it favored me because I did not realize I was winning it. I was in a winning position until the last 5 months. So it was, I mean, luck favored hugely, and another factor was many people did not know about FPL Challenge. So I had not
Yes.
much competition, only 2.2 million players compared to FPL's over, I think, 16 million or 20 million.
Yeah, I think it's
So
11. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, around that. So I think these factors won't be with me next season. But anyways, I'll hope for the best and try my best.
I can tell you one more thing before we get started.
Mm-hmm.
You're very humble, my friend, because I played FPL Challenge for I think like 34 weeks. I did miss half the deadlines, but I managed to make a team. I sucked it. There was some good weeks. There was the week where it was all defenders. I did well in that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
besides that, I was horrible. Hello, Hive. How you doing, my friend? No, thank you for joining the stream. But I think
I'm sure you did not try as hard because I think you may not know. I have not told you yet, but I have followed your content for quite some weeks, and especially your differential picks, and it really worked for me for FPL challenge. So if you were the
oh
person who would suggest such differential picks, and if I succeeded by following that, so I think if you had tried more, tried harder, then you could have done something. But anyways, it is what it is.
maybe next season, man. There's always next season.
Maybe next season. Yeah, definitely.
That can be my challenge. But without further ado, let's get into some rating some teams.
Yeah.
So first up, I have my team. I
Hmm.
want to get your thoughts on it more than anything. I'd love to rate my team, but I'd obviously give it 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I like the team, but there are some players that I'm not quite sure of, especially at the start of the season. The first one is Ryan Knight Nuri. So
Yes.
we all know how Pep likes to rotate their defenders, especially at the start of the season. And there's a huge contender who is Nico O'Reilly. So I'm not sure if Ryan Nuri will start, but if he does not, then I think you have an early problem at the very beginning of your season. So so I'm not really sure about that. Another player I'm not sure of is Danny Welbeck, because I think Brighton will try to buy a new striker soon, and if they do, um, there's a big reason. I mean, there's a big chance that Welbeck doesn't play. So apart from that, the other picks are quite good, and especially the NDI pick, because I think that's a very bold move, especially for the first game week. Because Leeds, we all know that Leeds tend to concede goals at the first few game weeks. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, so just a bit more of a counter for that.
Mm-hmm.
Welbeck, obviously, if Brighton's our new striker, I probably won't have Welbeck. It was between Rodgers and Welbeck
Mm-hmm.
or Bowen and Adingra. I've gone with
Mm-hmm.
this one because, as it stands, it seems like a better option. Then on 8 Nori, obviously Pep has tried so many times to buy a left back that is a long term stay. He had Cancelo, but then that went to pieces. Then he
Mm-hmm.
kind of worked out he could play Guardiola as a left back,
Mm-hmm.
which also worked well. But then we saw towards the end of the season when O'Reilly came in, Guardiola started playing centre back. It was him and
Right.
Diaz. It worked. But with the signing of Nori, you'd imagine that is allegedly in some
Mm-hmm.
games City's first choice left back
Mm-hmm.
because especially with the first game Wolves, he's got good
Mm-hmm.
fixtures after that as well. He plays Brighton, Tottenham, and United, all good attacking fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm liking that. I'd like to think he can nail down an early spot, and if he does, especially in
Mm-hmm.
those four fixtures, he can be very good. Then from there, it's all about targeting the swings and fixtures. Maybe get a Kirkes, maybe get a Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing, John. Hello, FPL Thomas. Well, thank you for tuning in. And Hive has said, I don't think Johnson is first choice anymore. That's probably true with
That's
Kudus
probably
and
true. Yeah.
probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have some Tottenham in there. It's a bit harder to try and fit in Solanke
Mm-hmm.
in this team. So I've got Johnson there for now. Obviously, if it looks like he's not going to be first choice, then
Mm-hmm.
probably I'm going to have to sell him. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
game got the game got announced yesterday. I don't know about you, but this is I think thankfully only my fourth draft. I know people with worse,
All right.
but yeah, this is I think it's good for now. I am
Yeah.
noticing the more I look at it, I am kind of it looks like I am building a draft trying to use one player from every team more than anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just no team has really convincing fixtures to want to double slash triple up.
That's true. That's true.
Well, that's my team out of the way. I think I
Mm-hmm.
will flip the script on you now. This is your team, or at least the latest variation I found of your team. So
Yeah. It is the first and latest. So I just went with some rough picks like Brennan Johnson. As you said,
yeah,
his position is not as nailed, at least as of now. So I think I will change that eventually. But rather than that, I'm pretty sure I'm going with the other picks, unless we get some last minute news of certain players not starting. And
yeah.
that includes Milos Karkas because he has a really good competition with Robertson.
I think I would slightly disagree though. Obviously, we've seen last season, especially
Mm-hmm.
Robertson started to decline. But the fact he
Mm-hmm.
is still at the club and the fact that Simicast is still there, I do get your
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Johnson as well, similar to me, we've been over that. I think we'll see quite a bit of repetition in this video. But
Mm-hmm.
I am liking the fact that I'm seeing more, at least in your draft, more defensive contribution players. So I've seen
Right.
Tarkovsky, I've seen Reinders. It's just for
Right.
me, I can't warrant spending 5.5 million on an Everton defender. I don't know if it's a matter of principle or it just doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
I just think defensively as well, they're a good team defensively. They pick up clean sheets
Mm-hmm.
where you don't expect
Mm-hmm.
them to. But that being said, they do have little attacking threat. That's why I like going in DI because it feels like he'd be involved if they score.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
we've seen at times last season they could get opened up.
Right. Yeah,
Otherwise,
I agree. I agree with you. And I was also thinking the same, and I think I will make certain changes. Since this is only the first draft, I'll make
yes,
certain changes which will concentrate, which will try, which where I will try to concentrate more on the attacking options rather than the defensive options.
yes. As well, that obviously you've gone with Salah and Saka as your two
Mm-hmm.
premium options.
Mm-hmm.
Saka I've seen in a lot less drafts. He's not been in mine,
Yeah.
mainly because of the fixtures, but I think I just prefer Palmer, especially with that zero point 0.5 more. Why
Mm-hmm.
why have you chosen Saka over Palmer? May I ask?
Um, the number one reason is I think Chelsea will be a bit tired because of the Club World Cup, and they have not had a good preseason, and so I think that factor will affect really. And on the other hand, Arsenal has had some really good additions to their team. Victor Gyökeres announced today, Martin Zubimendi, and then Noni Madueke. So I think these additions will contribute to their goals, which will involve Saka as the talisman.
Yeah, well said. Obviously, you got Solanke, you've got Sharda. I like the Sharda pick,
Hmm.
obviously, with Mbuma leaving.
Hmm.
And a nice comment from Geddy FPL. Cheers from Mbuma Hive. We want Wisa next. Not wrong. But yeah, I think it's a solid draft, obviously. I think both our drafts and all the drafts we see today won't be
Hmm.
won't be majority the same come game week one, but Strand
Hmm.
Larson as well. That's the player I was thinking of. I do really
Hmm.
like Strand Larson. Obviously, you managed to fit him in an 8-man attack, so it is very good in that respect.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'd say a solid. I'd say a very solid draft.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Now this is the next draft. Um, I didn't have time. I didn't due to the short notice. I didn't have time to put the names of everyone's drafts. So apologies for
Hmm.
that. If it's your draft, I think it's quite a good draft. I like the doggy 4.5 million. You got your two
Hmm.
premiums in Kukurea and Gabriel. A
Hmm.
Salah Palmer draft. Verts, very interesting option.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, I think he was underpriced by a million, 0.5 maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
All in all, I do really like that draft. It is
I think it's
somewhat
a
similar to
combination of your and my drafts.
yeah, it is. It's got like Welbeck, Strand Larson, Solanke.
Yeah.
It's almost like this person had seen our drafts. But yeah, so any new points to add for this draft from you?
I think it's overall a really good draft, but I'm not quite sure about the word pick because you know how new players tend to struggle to the Premier League at the start of the season. And we have seen almost every player, no matter how big the transfer fee is or how big the player is, they have all struggled more or less. So I think for words, it's a wait and see for the first few game weeks at least, and then I can go with words if he shows some form.
Yes, I think definitely agree. I think the main part where works is going to become very useful is during
Hmm.
AFCON when Salah's gone. So
Right.
8.5 million for we're hoping maybe the penalty taker at that point. We don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wirtz himself, obviously. Sorry, excuse my jumbling. Wirtz
No,
has
no, it's
been
all right. Yeah.
very good on the world stage. You saw him in the
Hmm.
Euros playing well. We've seen him in the Champions League as well. It is just
Hmm.
the fixtures for me to start. They do play Newcastle and Arsenal game week 2 and 3, and yes, it's the
Yeah.
league winners, but at the same time, there are players with better fixtures.
True.
Another interesting pick I like, the
The
Kuiper.
creeper.
The
Yeah.
Kuiper. This guy, I imagine, if I'm not mistaken, this guy said he was bench. It was I think this and another person bench. He was planning on bench boosting, and I can see why. I would get yourself a 4 million playing goalkeeper, potentially dollar at that point,
Hmm.
but Reinders for the contribution points, Konsa because he's cheap, and De Kuiper, great attacking output in the past few seasons.
Hmm.
So for me, I'd say it's a solid draft. There's just a bit to think about with Wirtz, and
Hmm.
maybe the only thing is with bench boost one. If you're playing ben, bench boost one, it could force you into an early wild card with all the prices if you because there are players that you're naturally going to one that you just won't be able to get to without selling your Salah or your Palmer.
Right.
Next draft, I'll let you take the
All
lead on this
right.
one.
Yeah, I really like the Man City triple up, but it's a bit risky, I guess, because if Ryan Nouri and Omar Marmoush does not start, all of a sudden you have Krupi Jr. and Aiden Heaven or Gabriel in your starting lineup. So I'm not quite sure if you want it or not. But apart from that, I think it's a bold draft, and the picks are really risky. So I won't go to that route at the start of the season, because if there is any wrong answer, then you have to be forced into a wild card.
I would 100% agree. I mean, Marmoush is Haaland's only backup in striker. So if Haaland is to get injured, obviously Marmoush goes up front. We saw
Mm-hmm.
at points last season he'd either play that second striker role or he'd move out wide on the left. We've seen, especially last season, towards the end of the season, you've got uh, Doku, who was trusted more on the wing. So
Mm-hmm.
there's just Man City is just a minefield. Eight Nori is the one I feel. Well, sorry, Rangers is the one I probably feel most confident about, followed by Nori. But I think Marmoush is a great player. He'd be a great FPL asset, but there is a very big minutes risk. And if he's
Exactly.
not on the pitch for long, it's hard. It's hard to want him. I want 45, half a Marmoush rather than the full of another player, especially at that price point. Again, same
Exactly.
story. Again, same story with Wirtz as well.
Mm-hmm.
Triple Tottenham as well. Obviously, they have Burnley in game week 1. They do have to go to City in game week 2.
Mm-hmm.
Doggy, again, I think we spoke about him last one.
Mm-hmm.
Solanke as well. But Kudus, I'm not too sold on Kudus. I don't know about you. I
Mm-hmm.
think football wise, he'll be a great asset. But FPL
Mm-hmm.
wise, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I agree. He struggled to deliver points when he was in West Ham. He played really well. He contributed to the game, but I've not seen much of him in front of goal.
Yeah. I think best way to describe it is an eye test player.
Yeah.
Now on to someone who this time last season or this time a few weeks ago, you would have probably been calling a differential. Somehow he's the
Mm-hmm.
most owned player in the game at the moment. João Pedro.
Yeah. Makes sense. His performance in the last two games of Club World Cup must have triggered people to pick him early. But as I said, it's a it's a risky pick. It's either
It's a
hit or
minefield.
miss. If he
Yeah,
plays 90 minutes, I have no doubt that he can score 13 or 16 points at the very first game. But if he does not, then you're in big trouble.
yeah. I mean, again, it's just that minefield because not only is he not going to play every game, he's not going to
Hmm.
play 90 in any game. They've got to play
Yeah.
Champions League football as well. If he's the first choice, if he's in the first choice squad, you imagine that prioritizes him for Champions League most of the time.
Hmm.
And I think
Right.
out of the strikers they've got, he is the best.
True.
Trafford on the bench. I mean, he's got obviously he's got Krupi Jr. and Heaven, two very budget picks. Got
Hmm.
Gabriel on the bench. I'm a bit surprised. He must be a United fan with Heaven over Gabriel on the bench. But
Yeah.
Trafford, I mean, as it stands, he's been linked with a move to Man City. Maybe this guy's trying to get four Man City players in his team.
Hmm. Hmm.
But Hive again, there's been a bit of a conversation about penalties and who will
Hmm.
take it for Brentford. It just look a bit like it's open between everyone. It could be Igor Thiago, could be
Hmm.
Shard, could be Wisa if he stays. But
Hmm.
Hive is also saying Tell is being slept on. And sorry for the pun here. Let me tell you something. I do agree. I think Tell last season he played in some positions where it wasn't the best for him. But I think if
Hmm.
Frank can mold him into the type of player that he wants, it does look like a very Frank player.
Hmm.
He can do very well, and who knows? I think he's 6.5 million. That same price, similar to price point to Johnson.
Hmm.
So it works for me. Hello, Thinking Cap FBL. Thank you for tuning in. Next draft. Sorry for the click. Again, another one with Kudus, another one with triple Tottenham. He's got Palmer captain in game week 1. One thing I've just very quickly noticed, he's got no Salah.
No
Is
Salah.
Salah is that a big problem for you?
Yeah, I think so because he has a very good record playing against Bournemouth at the start of the season, and especially given that Bournemouth have not um, reinvested their money into the defense. I think Salah has a really good high ceiling in the first game. So I think it's very risky to go against Salah.
I think I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I can't see myself not owning Salah game week 1. I think they could have
Mm-hmm.
priced him a million and a half more. I still probably would have owned him just because
Yeah,
of how parabolic he can be.
right.
Palmer captain though, if it's not going to be Salah, it does make sense to have Palmer and have him captained. Again,
Mm-hmm.
Marmoush, the minutes risk.
Mm-hmm.
Kudus, we spoke about. Mitoma. Now, just a bit of a spoiler ahead. I've seen Mitoma in quite a few of these drafts.
Okay.
So I haven't seen much appeal to want Mitoma
Mm-hmm.
again, to want Mitoma,
Right.
but I can see why there would be appeal if that makes sense. Because obviously, you look back a few seasons ago, he was on fire. But
Mm-hmm.
if we look back to last season, the numbers
Mm-hmm.
did dip.
Right. I agree. The minutes reduced, his performance reduced, and I think um, he's not the right person to go for Bournemouth. I mean Brighton.
Hmm. An interesting topic. I want to hear your thoughts on Chris Wood.
Okay, so I think it's a 50-50. We need to see the pre-seasons more, and then we can decide on Chris Woods because we all know that Nottingham Forest will probably have a new striker. So I think if they do, and if they spend a good amount of money on the striker, I don't think Chris would be picked.
Yes. Well, they have spent some money on the striker, Botafogo player, Igor Jesus.
Yeah.
So obviously they've got Europa League now. They've got a 1 year already, so they do have 3 good strikers. They could
Mm-hmm.
potentially be looking at a change in system, but
Mm-hmm.
the old system worked so well that I would highly doubt that.
Right.
I think with Wood, obviously, great player, great player, but before he's had not only one season last season. Last season was very good, but
Mm-hmm.
he's had season before where he's been at a good level of shooting. He's consistently outperforming his expected goals, and
Mm-hmm.
he has one of the best conversion rates in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the players that may not, like obviously, you see his goals compared to his expected goals. It is an
Mm-hmm.
overperformance, right? This season was a steep overperformance. But
Right.
then if you add another layer to that, talking about his shots,
Mm-hmm.
he has a high XG per shot. And that is a very good thing to have in an asset. You compare that to Semenyo, on the other hand, has
Right.
the similar XG, but has
Mm-hmm.
the most shots in the league. I think 120.
Mm-hmm.
So great player, but obviously with that rotation, with Europa League, with all then 4 competitions, it's
Mm-hmm.
their first season in 4 competitions.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wood will be a hard miss from me, especially considering the other options I like at that price point. There will be a stage where I will want to own Wood this season, but that isn't at
Right.
the start.
Exactly.
Next one, we're back to normality. He's got Salah captain. He's got a very similar midfield to me, bar Wirtz,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got Strand Larson and Solanke like you as well. It's another one of our mixed drafts.
Mm-hmm.
Sells in net as well. We've got a new goalkeeper. I like Sells. I like Forest defense. I would want a member of the Forest defense. My
Mm-hmm.
only issue with Sells is, and it's more to do with me, I've never spent at the start of the season over 4.5 million or over 8.5 million on 2 goalkeepers. It's always a
Mm-hmm.
4.5 and a 4 for me because
Mm-hmm.
season on season, there's a 4.5 million goalkeeper who does the best. Pickford last season and Sells last season were
Mm-hmm.
both 4.5. They both did
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping a Leno would have dropped down to 4.5, but unfortunately he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like Sales. I do like the Forest defense. Their fixtures do warrant potentially even a double up in defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't find that extra 0.5 million wanting to go towards a goalkeeper whose ceiling is especially relative of 5 million keeper to a 4.5 million keeper. The ceiling is pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And but I cannot agree with your opinion on Nottingham Forest defense because I think Nottingham Forest, as much as they overperform their XG towards goal, they also overperform their expected, I mean, goals conceded,
Yeah,
XGC. So which we saw the proof that during towards the end of the season they started to concede goals, and it was not one or two goals, it was three, four against them. So I'm not quite sure that if I will be starting with Nottingham Forest defense at the start of the season. I think it's a wait and see. But other than that, I kind of like this draft.
yeah. One more point on Forest defense. We'll cover it now. I think more the reason, obviously, they were overperforming the expected data, but
Mm-hmm.
Sells was time and time again pulling out world class saves for
Mm-hmm.
Forest, and I think they just got a bit more tired towards the end last season because
Yeah,
for a
that's
club that
true.
was used to finishing lower mid table, they
Mm-hmm.
were sat in third at one point. They were sat in second at one point.
Yeah.
Obviously, they were in the title race for a brief period of time, but I think they just got tired. Thankfully, they've been bumped up to Europa League at the dismay of Crystal Palace, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But it does mean they don't have to play two qualification games that will take place after game week 1 and game week 2.
Right.
So for the tiredness aspect, for the start of the season, it should be good again. I am expecting a drop off. I think that is obvious. They will.
Mm-hmm.
Sales won the Golden Glove last season, shared
Mm-hmm.
with Raya, but I still think defensively they will be all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Next draft, another one with Matoma in it. It's got Salah this time,
Mm-hmm.
but versus captain.
Morse captain. Yeah,
To,
that's
to
interesting.
me, yeah, interesting is a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Got Frimpong on the bench as well. It's got bench boost active.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's all. There's something nice. One quick note about your bench boost, mate. Forest have signed Igor Jesus, as I've said, and they've got Wood. I don't think that leaves much room for a 1 year to be playing. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know the price of a 1 year off the top of my head, but try and get yourself a different striker. I imagine he's to do with the 5.5 to 6 million bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to say Perot, but you've got him already, so well done.
Mm-hmm.
But where's captain when you've got Salah? To me,
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know what to say. I don't really get it, to be honest.
Yeah. As I said, it's really risky, and you cannot afford that risk at the start of the season, because if you find yourself at the 10 million rank at the after the first game week, then it's really hard to get that comeback. It's not impossible, but it's really hard. And why make it hard at the start of the season? I
Yes.
would have got that if the situation was like this, that we're at the 38th game week and you're chasing rank, then it made sense. It would have made sense, but it's not the case. And then if I talk about the defense, I'm not quite sure if I would go with the Sunderland or Leeds defense at the start of the season, because they are promoted teams, and we have seen how promoted teams have played for the last two seasons. They have all gone down again. So I'm not sure about this.
I think I'm similar. I imagine, oh geez, the Leeds and if it was just one of Leeds or Sunderland, I'd get it.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
because it's both,
Hmm.
it means most of the time a you are gonna have to have at some point a player
Hmm.
from a promoted side starting, and it won't be at times when it's a Leeds versus Sunderland. or Leeds versus Burnley.
Yeah.
United Ultra has commented, "Can you rate my draft?" If you follow the link I've posted in the comments, it'll take you to my post on Twitter. You can drop it below that, and I'll get to all the ones that haven't been said at the end.
I just clicked that link and it says page not found.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? Oh, didn't even know I could do that. That's great. It's a page not found. I've got to it, all right. Interesting. Nice. Posted your draft, my draft. Oh, so okay, that is you. I'll get to that. What I can see already, it looks interesting. There's a few very interesting picks. I'll get to it at the end just for clarity of this slideshow. Next up, we have the first draft featuring Bowen as a forward. We have, I believe, this is a good mate, Chewy FPL. I linked him in my video yesterday. He has very analytical threads, very analytical posts. He's got NDI as well. He's very, very, very big on NDI. And he's got Tierno Barry, Everton's new forward. He's writing a thread on him. So I'll leave a link again to Chewy in the description. Go check him out, especially for the new defensive contribution points. God save. But I really like this draft. I don't know about you, but I really like it. I mean, it does look a tiny bit similar to mine, but I think he's got a lot of bases covered. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of double Everton attack, but maybe Chewy can convince me with Barry.
I think I agree with you, and I might even change my draft based on this. Let's see.
Yes. Kukurea, Juve, West Ham's new fullback signing, very good. The Cooper, new signing for Brighton. Boskovic, he looked very good, if I'm not mistaken, against Feyenoord the other day. Belabor, another one for the new defensive contributions points. And Kinski on the bench, because we don't actually know if Vicario is going to be the first choice keeper under Frank. So there's a possibility that if we see Kinski starting in preseason a lot, that's a goalkeeper sorted. Semenyo as well, an eye test favourite. Semenyo, he's just so involved whenever you watch him play, and obviously Liverpool first isn't ideal, but every game after that he looks beautiful, especially for a player of Semenyo's caliber.
Yeah.
Anything you find interesting or want to nitpick on?
Yeah, I think it's overall very interesting, and especially the Baleba pick. I think he has really thought about it, and I might consider Baleba instead of Rangers. Let's see.
Yes, I think I'm in a similar boat. Juve obviously is very good. It might be my counterpart to Wan-Bissaka. And obviously Bowen as a striker. To me, it actually doesn't bother me that much, Bowen as a striker. Obviously, I said it's between Adingra and Bowen earlier on for me, with the players I already had in there. I don't mind Bowen as a pick as a striker. I just think compared to all the other strikers at that price point, he's on the same level, if not better. And obviously he loses. We do have to take into account this without his. So I'm just taking into account goals and assists. I'm not talking about FPL points because it's unfair considering bonus points will change his tally for goals, go one down, lose clean sheets. But he's a very good player, that's for sure. I think he actually is going to play as a striker this season as well, rather than half as a winger. And it's off the back of a season that West Ham would like to forget. But finishing 14th above a certain team.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Bowen as a striker. I think he might still be in my game week one team. He might even be captain. I don't know
Yeah,
about you.
yeah, I agree with you. In fact, Bowen was my hero at the end of the season. And if you have seen my interviews, I have repeated that over and over again. I think Bowen, I picked Bowen in the last game week and captained him. And if he did not scored and assisted, I could have lost. I could have come second. So I think I might consider Bowen at some point.
Yeah, he was both our heroes. I mean, when I brought him in, it was I think game week either 32 or 33,
Hmm.
and I felt like hard stuck at like 30k rank. Obviously, that sounds amazing, and
Hmm.
but it was the highest I'd ever beat. As highest I was, it was my best ever season. But I, he took me. He was just captain for like four of the last 5 weeks, and
Hmm.
he took me all the way to well, I was about to do my first 5k top finish, but unfortunately, I lost out on that because of the transfers I made.
Hmm.
But nonetheless, he was a great asset to own, and I think I'm gonna ignore my own team here, but I think this is
Hmm.
my favorite draft that I have seen.
All right. Yeah, I agree.
Next up, we have another one, and to be honest, I am noticing a general consensus here as well with comparison to most owned players. We've seen probably João Pedro in about half the drafts. We've seen
Yeah.
Kudus in quite a few. Um, Isak, I've just seen who's next to Isak, but Isak we haven't seen that much. I've got him in my team, and I'm happy with him in my team. I expected him to come in at 10.5 million, so I was already when the game was announced, he was just straight in.
Hmm.
I'll be honest, I don't know if this is a joke
Darwin.
or uh,
Yes.
I
I
want to
think I
withhold
think
that.
he must be inspired by Darwin's hat trick against Stoke in the preseason, but
Yeah,
I don't think that we'll see that in the Premier League because he might get sold. He might get he. There's a high chance he gets benched because Hugo Ekitike will start week in week out.
yes, I think well put. I'm going to move on from it before I burst out into uncontrollable laughter. I'm not even going to entertain Darwin as a pick, but if I'm not mistaken, this was a reply to my team. It was a person saying he was going to bench boost in game week one. He's got dog. For me, I want bench boost that.
Yeah,
Reinders is a good one on the bench,
but
but
not Patrick Dorgu against Arsenal.
yeah, not Dorgu. If it was a different fixture, if it was Dorgu against a better, well, a worse team, I'd like it. I do like Dorgu as an asset this season. I think
Yeah.
he's always put in balls for United. It's again
Hmm.
eye test. It's just when you look at the stats, he hasn't got any expected assists because we've got Darwin Nunes' twin up front pretty much.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I like Dorgu. Consa again, same story. Better fixture, fair enough, but not Newcastle on the opening day. We saw this fixture play out once before, 2 seasons ago. Newcastle
Hmm.
ended up winning 5-1.
Yeah.
But besides that, I do think I just want bench boost one, but it's a nice draft. Obviously, you've got Salah, Palmer, Isak like me. Another threemium. It's a bit more of an affordable threemium because not no one's priced at like 12, 13 million there.
Yeah.
Hudson Odoi, obviously maybe might take up a greater role with assist sharing and goal sharing now that Alanga's gone to Newcastle.
Hmm.
Kudus, we've talked about Kudus before. I'm not too keen. Besides that, Kukurea, very very nice, very nice. Felt like Chelsea's best attacker at the end of last season.
Right.
I think we've seen obviously Kelleher in I think almost all these drafts. I think the
Hmm.
consensus is there again of just a 4.5 cheap keeper with a 4 million backup. I'm
Yeah.
surprised we haven't seen another 4.5 million keeper. I'll I'll save that one for a bit in case we do see him. But
Hmm.
Yeah, we haven't seen him here. I'll tell you that much. This
Yeah.
man's got Kelleher and Valdemarson, just in case I'm assuming Kelleher's injured. So that's two
Mm-hmm.
Brentford spots took up for him. He's got quite a few double up. He's got Gabriel. We haven't seen him in many drafts. We saw him in one on the bench earlier. But
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel and Saka. We've seen Tell. There you go, Hive. There's your boy.
Yeah.
Frimpong and Wirtz. Watkins to cover that Villa attack. I mean, Villa's fixtures from an attacking perspective are
Mm-hmm.
actually the best in the league if you go relatively at least, because Sunderland's opening fixtures are good, but
Mm-hmm.
it's Sunderland at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of Sunderland, they've got Adingra.
Adingra, yeah.
You as a budget midfielder, would you be looking into Adingra?
Yeah, probably. I really like Adingra and his play style. And um, apart from that, I think I really like this draft. But the only change I would make is I would probably downgrade Watkins and upgrade Words to Salah.
Yes. I mean, it would be downgrade Watkins to a 4.5. I'd have to guess that gives you four. It'd have to be more than what if we. I'm going to take the assumption he's got 0 million in the bank, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd agree. You'd have to get. I didn't even know it slipped past my head. There's no Salah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd get Salah. How are you going to do it? Just get it done. No, that's the easiest thing I can say to you. I
Yeah.
think it's a no-brainer to have Salah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got no brain if you don't got Salah. That's the way I'm going to put it. You can have that trademark soon.
Mm-hmm.
Next draft. Anything that sticks up to you immediately?
James Ward-Prowse
Yeah, that's one of them.
and Beto.
I'm better. I didn't even
Beto
notice that one.
captain as well.
Yeah, that's another one. I see
Mm.
quite a few things that stick out to me. I imagine if you're watching this, mate, I'm going to tell you change your vice captain straight away. I don't think you want Kelleher as your vice captain.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the three defenders to the right, nice. James, I do like as a bit of a abstract pick, but again, they have Gusto as well, who will be sharing minutes. It's nonsensical. Obviously, three competitions again. James does have
Mm-hmm.
fitness issues. He has a lot of injuries. So it's obviously a very risky pick. If he does manage to string games together 90 after 90 after 90, he is the captain after all when he plays. He's a great asset. We've seen before he was able to just generate chances out of nothing, scoring, assisting many goals in the season.
Right.
Ward Prowse, not really.
Mm-hmm.
But the bench is interesting. I like Tonali, again, with those defensive contribution points. This
Mm-hmm.
is the other goalkeeper I was talking about, Petrovic. Very, very nice. Obviously, the first pitch is Liverpool, but he's going to be a guaranteed keeper. He was good on loan at Strasbourg last season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if if maybe Kelleher doesn't appeal to you, maybe
Mm-hmm.
Petrovic will. Anything anything you'd like to talk about? I've left Beto for you. I'll let you talk more about that one.
Yeah, I will talk about Beto, but I just want to add something about Petrovic. I really like Petrovic as well, but I need to see some defensive additions for Bournemouth
Yes,
before I pick Petrovic, because as much
definitely true.
as he is a good player, he needs a good defense to defend the clean sheets. So
Yes,
that's that. And for Beto, I think he's a risky pick, especially with Barry coming in. So I'm not quite sure if I would pick Beto. And if NDI was not the main man to take the penalties, I would have considered Beto, but it's not the case either. So I don't think if I don't think that Beto is the right pick to go with.
I think again took the words right out of my mouth.
Hmm.
Walker as well, and Bamford. Bamford won't start for Leeds. He's not in Park's plans. I spoke to a
Yeah,
few Leeds fans about that.
yeah.
So if you can get yourself up to Perot, I'd do that. And Walker, I mean, he's a Burnley defender at the end of the day. They're not going to keep many clean sheets. I don't imagine he's going to get many attacking returns either.
Right.
So if I were you, I'd probably just get a 4 million defender instead for Burnley.
True. True.
Yeah, I, all in all though, we all seen quite a bit of a template come together with some picks, at least
Mm-hmm.
for most of them. Obviously, some have gone against the template with no Salah,
Mm-hmm.
but this one has a lot more I think differential route, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the case of differentials aren't always the best.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Next one, he's got Eze on a bench boost in game week one. I think
I
similar
think
story here.
I think we have gone through it already. You
I've
can
had
see the
duplicate this
right
one.
logo.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, yeah, a 1 year. I don't remember there being two of the 1 year. Well,
Mm-hmm.
just to recap, if you weren't here earlier, you don't have your two promoted defenders, teams, two defenders from promoted teams.
Mm-hmm.
A one you probably won't start.
Mm-hmm.
Good goalkeepers. I think Keller and Verbruggen do rotate quite nicely. Perot's quite nice. Uh, Obviously, you've got Salah. You've got Words captain though.
Mm-hmm.
Probably change that around a bit. But all in all, again, it's a decent draft. Again, the template is slowly coming together.
Mm-hmm.
One with Brian and Boomer, who hasn't been changed on the game yet, but he is a Man United player officially. So this
I'm guessing
person's
this
gonna
guy
have.
is a Man United fan.
Yeah, I'd probably take the assumption of that as well. He's got no Salah either, so
Mm.
well, you're a United fan, so I love you, but I'd probably have Salah, and I probably wouldn't have both Cunha and Boomer. Obviously, and Boomer and Cunha is the one I prefer. I think I'd go as far as saying, guys, that I'd avoid Mbuma early
Mm-hmm.
because it's an obviously new manager for both, but it's a change in system more
Right.
effectively. Cunha
Right.
slotting in the same position he did at Wolves, the left hand side
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
And Mbuma, obviously, did at times play as a 10, as a striker, as a winger, as a wing back in
Mm-hmm.
some games.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that can helped with his partnership with Ahmad potentially
Right.
on who plays where, who's up the pitch, who's playing in tight spaces, because they both do like to start wide and slowly drift in. But
Right.
only one of them are going to be allowed to drift in. And you'd imagine Mbutma would be the 10 with Ahmad as a wing back, because we've seen Ahmad play that role before. And Mbutma's better when coming onto the ball. If you're on a counter attack, you want a player
Mm-hmm.
to get the ball and just run. That's Mbutma for you. I mean,
Right.
the image I've chosen is from a fast break that he scored.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have a Boomer on Cunha. I'd be lenient to Cunha, but I would avoid a Boomer early doors.
Agree. I would also avoid Luis Diaz because he speculated to
Yes.
move away from
Yes, he
Liverpool.
is. Yeah, obviously with Liverpool, there's Gakpo probably you get Gakpo works realistically, or well,
Mm-hmm.
Salah. But
Yeah.
I imagine most of the people who haven't got Salah may be stuck in their ways a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. If you don't want to have him, don't have him. There's more than one way to skin a cat, isn't there?
Right.
I don't know how to even pronounce that name, but I've seen your comment. I'm going to check all drafts that are in the tweet below at the end just for clarity. I think we are closing in on the end now.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. If you would like to start talking about this draft, I'll be right back.
All right. Um, I think Mickey Van de Ven is an interesting pick here because if you're going to pick sparse defense, then I think I would go with either fullbacks, especially with Destiny Udogie being 4.5 only. So I'm not quite sure about Mickey Van de Ven. I get it. Maybe you may have thought that he has some goal threat. We have seen it before but in FPL you you would want to go with picks that are more reliable, and Udogi gives you that reliability. Apart from that, I think we have more or less talked about all the picks. Sanchez is a new one, and Van Heck and Alex
Yes.
Moreno are new ones as well. I think Alex Moreno is just the 4 million pick, not going to
Yes.
get picked, and Van Heck is an interesting one. Again, if you are going to pick a defense, I think I'd go with the fullback.
Yeah, I think Van Hecker's probably in there due to defensive contribution.
Yeah, I agree.
Similar to Van der Ven, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's again, as I heard, we've talked about pretty much every player in this draft. I
Right.
think Moreno is, if I'm not mistaken, he's speculated
Mm-hmm.
to move Moreno. But even
Mm-hmm.
if he's not, his only backup is Digne, who obviously is known as
Yeah.
an FPL troll. Maybe he's not an
Yeah.
FPL challenge troll just yet, but he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
Van der Ven could do well on set pieces. He could as well. Obviously, we saw last season Van der Ven against United just walk through the whole team, pass it to Johnson as a goal.
Right.
So obviously, I'm just gonna kind of discount the United one from my head. I'd rather not
Mm-hmm.
judge that game against us.
Mm-hmm.
But set pieces, he can definitely do well.
Yeah.
Next one, we've got Tarkovsky again. We've got the 5.5 million defender.
Mate,
I do.
I think this is my one.
Is this done this twice?
Yeah,
Ah,
it's my one. Yeah.
oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, no. Okay, well,
Makes sense. You
yeah,
had so little time to edit all this and pile it up. Makes sense.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Well,
Yeah.
anything if there's anything I missed from the last draft, I think I didn't talk about Mateta. I don't
Mm-hmm.
mind Mateta. I mean, I would be wary of Palace. I need to be wary myself as well. I mean, last
Mm-hmm.
season after the first 8 or so games they were in the relegation zone, they did start off very poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the opening fixtures they could be better, they could be worse. But
Mm-hmm.
Mateta, obviously, great player, great on the eye, great stats as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just at that price point as well. There's a lot of players at that price point. I think Mateta does mix in quite well at that price point.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've got Johnson like me. We've got Sharda, who I spoke about, potentially on penalties.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twanzebe as well, just a 4 million.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, nice. Can't believe I didn't notice that. I think
That's fine.
that is all of the original drafts. So let me
Mm-hmm.
stop sharing screen. There you can here you can see all the process that goes into it, all the images, or all of the
Yeah, makes
slides. But
sense. A lot of work.
nah, no worries. That's fine. But we have then. I go on share screen to my Twitter. Now I'm gonna get my dog outside. Second. We should have, if I put this on stage, just quickly do that. Oh, no, this is under that one. Well, if you do need to know about any of the changes in FPL, I'll link this post in the description. It's got every rule change there is and a few more interesting things. One thing that someone in the comments has said is Esteve and Perez are better than Twanzebe for Burnley. That was to do with your draft, I believe. But now on to this person's draft. Ricky Ricardo. He's got Dollar. He's got Wan-Bissaka, Munoz. Again, with the fixtures, I've got Munoz myself, but be wary with how Palace start the season versus end the season.
Mm-hmm.
Double up, Rodgers and Watkins. We haven't seen that yet. Perot as well. We've said a solid foundation about most of these players, but obviously Darlow. Just one quick thing with Darlow, he is projected to be their starting goalkeeper now, but there's obviously a possibility he doesn't. So do keep an eye on that
Yeah.
because a lot of people will probably own him, and that means a lot of people will sell him, meaning probably
Sell
a
him.
price drop.
Price drop. Right.
Reynolda, I don't know if Reynolda's coming at 4.5. If he's 4.5, I'd probably urge you to get rid of him.
Right.
Just for 4 million defender. there's no good 4.5 mid that plays this season. That is very true. That's why I've kind of opted for more 4-3-5-2, because you can still get a forward. You won't get a forward that plays, but you'll get a forward that has an opportunity to play and do well if someone gets injured or suspended in the team.
Mm-hmm.
On to more of them. Is this? There you go. 2 comments underneath this. Do both. So this is the first one from Scout Vision, because I can't pronounce the other name. Apologies. But Sanchez again, and the first draft with a certain 14 million Norwegian.
Erling Haaland. And Enzo Fernandez as well.
And Enzo Fernandez as well, yeah. And I'm assuming this is the question. Can Enzo Fernandez cover Palmer?
I don't think so. Because of the main fact is penalties.
Yes.
Enzo has good attacking threat, but it depends on the games and the tactical changes. But for Palmer, it's almost always consistent, and he has got penalties, and I think he is coming back to form slowly.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, City were out of form as a whole when Haaland got out of form. I think that was mainly due to Rodgers. Not Richard Rodgers, sorry. Mainly due to Rodri getting injured. So in the
And
first,
also Pep, and also Pep's personal problems.
yes, Pesper, yeah, that as well. I mean, but yeah, I think he just lost his head quite a bit. But Haaland scored 10 goals in the first 5 games. Then he scored 12 in the next, I believe it was 26. So there's obvious potential with Haaland. I don't think you need to go through that. It's managed to get Haaland and Salah in a draft, which is nice. Sharda captain game week 1. A very interesting one. Another one for you, mate. Change your vice captain from Sanchez.
Right.
But all in all, again, a nice draft. And Ndiaye again. I think I'm close to the point where I'm considering Ndiaye lock on my game week 1 team. United Ultra Cole Palmer on the right wing is a lock for me, and the City team was aging. Richie Rich Ronaldo was 4 million. Okay, cheers, mate. That's good. You can keep him then. Just your bench defender in day. And a question for you: Nori or Gabriel?
I think I would, as I said before, I would avoid Nori, so Gabriel for me.
I think watch preseason first of all, or get highlights from preseason. Get what you can. If it looks like Guardiola's playing, when Guardiola's playing and Nori's playing, is Nori the one attacking? Is
right?
It just that Guardiola's just being benched and maybe he's going to be rotated? Is it that O'Reilly's going to play? But obviously with Gabriel, you don't have any of that threat. Only difference is you only really a corner threat with Gabriel. You're not going to see him bombing up and down the pitch every game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But obviously clean sheets as well with Arsenal. 13 they kept. Gabriel wasn't a part of all of them because of injury. But I think it's 50-50. It's a wait and see for me. It's 8 Nori and 8 Nori for me if he can nail down a starting spot. But if he doesn't, I can tell you I will be moving on to Gabriel. On to what I think is the final draft. Coles or United Ultra, as you're here in the chat. I like it. Well, from what I can see originally, I like it. I'm not particularly the biggest fan of Kluivert. Obviously, he did score 12 goals last season, although 6 were penalties. 3 penalties were in 1 game as well. So not only is it an anomaly, it's a very, very big anomaly. And I believe he's same price as Semenyo, 7 million. I would prefer Semenyo. Obviously, I think Kluivert, when he does get chances, he does get them in better positions. But we saw again, especially in game week 38 last season, Semenyo was just so crucial on attack. He was so dangerous, so threatening. Elsewhere, Petric, nice. Gray, 4.5, nice. Concert, nice. I mean, your fixtures for game week 1 do look like a bit of an issue, to be honest, especially in that defence.
Right.
You're playing Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Brighton.
I can see
Which,
any clean sheets in the first game.
yeah, I can maybe just maybe you can squeak one out of Anderson, maybe, but I see 0 as well.
Right.
And obviously, India, Salah, Palmer, Wirtz again. Just Wirtz is a wait and see. We've said that already. Solanke, we like. Watkins. Watkins is good. I mean, and the fact you got Watkins with a Salah draft again, very nice. I am very surprised about this because I think it's been my draft and one other where we've seen Isak. I thought I'd see a lot more Isak today, to be honest, going into this.
I think it's because of the price and the
Yeah,
speculation of him being linked away from Newcastle. But I think towards the start of the first game, we'll see more of Isak.
yes. Terra Edits has said, how did you send the draft? Because it shows error when I click the link. Now, I'll be honest, that does confuse me, mate, because I've clicked the link.
when I clicked, it showed me error as well. I think it's due to the region difference, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I've just tried it now as well. It doesn't work. Interesting.
But that does not make any sense. Why would there be a region difference?
Yeah, again. I've tried it once. It didn't work. I tried it again. It did work. So maybe just try it again. That's all I can really say. But yeah, it's an interesting draft. Obviously, I do like the foundations of it. I do like the fact that you've got Palmer, you've got Salah, you've got Ndiaye, you've got Watkins, Solanke, Strand Larson again, another one. For those who don't know as well, if when Cunha's left, Strand Larson, I think penalties are uncertain, especially with Sarabia still there. When Cunha was on the pitch sometimes, Sarabia took it.
Right.
Well, Sarabia was a penalty. They didn't get a penalty all last season, bear in mind, though. So that is also a very good point to note. So you can see penalties weren't affect him either. He scored. He just scored goal after goal after goal in the past 10 game weeks. Obviously, when the fixtures started to pick up and then form started to pick up and just carry forward. But all in all, good foundations of a draft. I would look at your defense and maybe try and obviously Concert's got good long term fixtures, so that's sorted. But maybe trying to squeak maybe another 4.5 defender so you can rotate and a better set of defenders for fixtures.
True.
Just checking lastly if there is any more. There's not. So I believe that brings me to the end of the video. I do hope you've enjoyed, both viewers and Zawad.
I've really enjoyed it.
For the 24-25 season. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Thank you so much for inviting, and I'd like to request all of you to subscribe to Talk FPL and leave a follow, and to my account as well on X, because we are trying to bring quality content to you. For me, I'm planning to release some content related to FPL challenge. And if you have noticed, we have talked a lot about certain players starting or not. I think this is not a headache for FPL challenge, and you can take that advantage. And when your player starts and scores, and if it's a bold move, if you succeed, I think there's a different kind of joy, and you cannot experience it in FPL Classic. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Obviously, I'll leave your link in the description. I'll leave my own link in the description. I'll leave anything I can find really. But I like to say I'd love to have you back on the channel as well, especially when FPL Challenge gets announced, to talk about the first few weeks of that.
Yeah, sure. Up for
And
it.
yeah, up for it. Perfect. So again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out Zawad in the description. And without further ado, I will see you next time. Peace.